This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie for your Wednesday podcast. So, Whip, today you have got a reply to the wolf whistle, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrible thing, and I thought it was outruled. I thought it was now illegal if you saw someone to go...
No one does that anymore.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
When
I
you're
think
walking past a building... I get it a bit from girls.
No, you don't.
I get it a fair bit.
I would wolf whistle,
Yeah.
if I could whistle. I can't whistle.
Right, so that's what's holding you back.
Yeah.
No, you've woofed down a couple of whistles,
No,
haven't
different
you,
thing.
while you've been eating?
No. That's a completely different thing. This is, one woman has come up with the ultimate comeback to anybody that might wolf whistle at you. So you just say this phrase back. She's done it, put it into practice. Everybody on the building site laughed at the guy that wolf whistled. So return served beautifully. You'll hear what that reply was on the podcast.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast. Fitzy, Whipper and Kate Ritchie's
You're up for a bat.
backyard cricket match. Here at Billy House.
It is your backyard cricket games coming up on Wednesday.
Ready to go.
The playlist just keeps growing.
There's some big names.
Amy Sharp,
Courtney Vine,
Brett Lee,
Matt Shervington,
Premier Chris Minns,
and of course the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese.
Had me at Brett Lee.
We are supporting two worthy charities as well. Ronald McDonald House Charity Sydney and Batyr Australia. And we're doing a great thing. We've kicked Whipper off our one team. Kate, you are captain. You're fill-in captain.
Yes.
Well, you need to prove yourself today, Kate, if you're going to do it next year, that's for sure.
Well, gee, you are talking very tough this morning, Fitzy, and I think it's because you're feeling as though your team is a little
pathetic,
inferior.
Oh, inferior. Sure.
I'm just a little bit worried about Whip in the commentary box.
You know, when you think of cricket, you think of me. I love the game. I love the willow.
No, I don't
Whippers-
think so.
I love the
Very good.
Whipper's wearing a brand new pair of white Air Maxes today,
Yeah.
and he said, I'm getting into the mood for
I
cricket.
mean, yeah, it's really
Yeah.
screams cricket to
That'll
me,
be very
doesn't it?
good or they'll kill you.
Can I,
For the commentary box,
can
that
I,
is.
can I give you a bit of help in the commentary box?
If you think I need it.
This man, you will catch him. He is a Fox cricket expert. He is one of the best going around. He represented Australia. Brendan Julian, welcome, Brendan!
G'day, guys. Great to hear from. Great to be involved in this. That I can't believe I didn't actually get in the 11. I mean, seriously, how did I not make that?
Well, to be honest, I was looking quite
Come
lonely in
on.
the commentary box.
Oh, we heard
So-
that the left arm's struggling these days, BJ. I saw you the other
What are you
night
talking about?
at Fox Sports. Well, Binger's playing. Would you be prepared to roll?
Oh,
Can I have a stand-in bowler, Tommy? Is there any chance I can have a stand-in bowler?
Yeah, you can make that up.
BJ, you all right
Mate.
for that?
Mate, I'm ready to roll, buddy. I am ready to roll. Surely I'm
on a
better than
s-
Richard Wilkins.
Yeah.
He's 80 years old.
Well, he didn't even know it was on today.
No, he's been sent 5 reminders to 5 of his phones. Brendan, here's the thing. I'm in the commentary box. I'm going to need you. I don't know a hell of a lot about cricket, but I do have some wonderful...
Hey, you're not on your own. Whipper, you're not on your own, mate, either.
But I got
on
a
the
tr-
stage.
I got a
I just
truckload
call
of-
it as I see it.
I got a whole lot of Dickie Wilkins stories. So you can give the factual stuff, and I'll get a couple of Dickie tales away.
You'll do the entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at the list there, and I had to do a lot of fact searching. A lot of the people there, I didn't
Yeah.
really know the background, the things that they do. I mean, who's that? Huey Fitzgerald. He looks like a gun. That
Yeah,
bloke. I don't know who he is, but
He's
he
a
looks
loose
good.
unit.
He's a lefty too, Brendan. He bats.
Is
Yeah, he bowls right and bats left. So it's going to be interesting
Wow.
today. You do have to make mistakes though, BJ, don't you? And you have made over the years.
Many.
You've
Oh,
made
no.
many.
Oh, come on.
But see, the
Are you
West.
talking
Come
him
on.
up or putting him off the game?
The
No
West.
one even knew about that Windies tour. Come on.
The Windies tour for everyone out there. BJ had to present the Sir Frank Worrell Trophy, but unfortunately he got Sir Frank Worrell's 2 first letters of both names mixed up, and the Sir Wank Forrell Trophy was presented.
That can happen.
Yeah.
That can happen.
It does happen.
seamless.
It does happen. But you know what? I put it on the map. That's the big thing about it.
Yeah.
Australia did not even know, and people in Australia didn't even know Australia were playing the West Indies. So I purposely put it on the map, and with it, that's what you've got to do today. You've got to bring it. You've got to bring something a little bit special.
See, that's called clever marketing. I can appreciate that, Brendan. I think that's awesome work. I'll think of something special to bring to the table, and I'll meet you in the commentary box.
Just quickly, Kate, you win the toss. What are you going to do today?
What's the toss? I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm just playing my role.
I know you are.
I think if I win the toss, I think we should bowl.
Okay, interesting. Interesting tactic.
Well, why is that? Because as a commentator, you normally go to the captain and say, you won the toss, you're back to the bowl. Why are you bowling for? What's the reason?
Because I make the rules around here, Brendo.
Brendo! Perfect.
All right.
And we are ready to roll.
BJ, we'll see you today, buddy. Can't wait.
See you guys.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.
Okay, now I actually have one spot left on my team, and I do have this person on the phone right now. Very exciting. I thought, given there was one more place, I needed to fill it with someone who was basically as iconic as backyard cricket at Kirribilli House.
Oh my God!
So I've dug deep, and I found someone who has had a very successful sporting career very early on, a very successful film career, television career, can run a surf club like nobody's business. Please welcome to the team, Ray Ma.
Oh, wow.
Good morning, Kate. Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me.
What a treat. I mean, you've been a guest before, haven't you, Ray?
About once or 15 times, I'm not sure, mate.
Sure.
Don't test his memory.
On a number of occasions.
I've tried to get you on numerous times, Mr. Ma, and you've knocked me back. And then as soon as Kate Ritchie joins the show, I find that you've gone behind my back and joined her team.
Oh, she's just a person you can't say no to, as you guys would be learning very quickly, I should imagine.
Thank you very much.
Very quickly.
Now, have you been in the nets, Ray? Have you been warming up? How do you rate yourself, batting or bowling today?
Well, Skipper, firstly, I was very, very interested in your call when you were asked a minute ago whether you bat or bowl. I notice you're bowling. I'm assuming that's because there are overcast conditions and my medium to dangerously fast right arm over the wicket could come into play here. I think we'll pick up a bit of the swing because of the overcast conditions, and I think your first decision has been absolutely excellent.
And thank you so much, Ray Ma, because I did know we were talking about this morning, and you and I both know that I don't think I've ever made a decision in my life without running it past you first. So there we go. There's another first today.
Ray, who do you liken yourself to cricketer-wise, Australian cricketer-wise, Ray?
Well, that's a very in-depth and difficult question, really, because I have taken this thing incredibly seriously. I haven't gone rusty. I haven't overtrained or anything like that, and I can tell you here and now that the last game of cricket I had was in 1963. I'll be fresh.
I think
Have
you're
we
more
got
of a
first aid, Tom? Is there a first aid
Yes,
around?
I'm ready, guys.
I think Ray's more of a boonie, to be honest. I think he's quite a boonie. That's sort of your style, Ray.
You know, the thing about Ray Ma is that he's, however you play today, I know we're going to do fantastically, just quietly, but however you play, Ray Ma, and I can only speak from the set of Home and Away, he's perfect for morale. He keeps the troops in order.
That's true.
He makes sure that everybody is on time, in their positions, and ready to go for a win.
Action.
There we go.
Okay. Ray, I love that.
Skipper, I'm really pleased to hear you talk that way.
You've trained me well.
We can't possibly win this thing if we're not prepared. Well, we can't win it if we don't turn up.
Exactly. Ray.
Preferably turn up on time.
Yeah. Well, we need a win because the Wallabies can't find one at the moment, Ray. You'd be upset with that, wouldn't you?
Oh, mate. Look, can we move on just for the time being and come visit that after our wounds heal?
Yeah, well done.
We'll see you there today, Ray.
Love to, guys. Really looking forward to it, and thank you for the chat. And Kate, I can't thank you enough for selecting me in your team. It's a real honour to be there.
No, thanks, Ray. You hang up.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
I'm going to be really strong. I'm going to really struggle bowling a beam ball at Ray Ma today.
Oh, jeez.
You know
bit of
what?
body line.
Yeah, I'll get a bit of pace up. Don't worry about that. If he wants to pick your side, Kate, it is on.
Okay, you can see all the action. Backyard Cricket is on today, guys, from 11 a.m. And you'll hear everything that's happened tomorrow on the show.
You're only a what if away from a holiday with whatif.com.
You could go to your dentist appointment or all the kids' sports.
But what if it was a weekend on the coast instead?
Book hotels, holiday rentals, apartments and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Here's a podcast I've got to listen to a little bit more. It's called How to Upset Men. Tell him the bloody beer fridge is empty. hey, I'm not going to shut down me sports bet account.
You're on air live.
Oh, we're on, are we? Sorry. I had no idea. I don't know what's in this podcast or how long it actually goes on for, but How to Upset Men is a series I've got to tune into. I'm a huge fan. Daphne Berry, that goes on to say she's a 28-year-old woman, and she has got a huge following, 180,000. Congratulations on all your successes, Daphne. She said she's come up with an idea of how to stop men wolf whistling or yelling out on building sites. Does this still happen?
I don't think it happens
thought the
anymore,
wolf
does it?
whistle was illegal.
It's not illegal. It's just...
It's harassment.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's just those days are over.
Yeah.
Like it's...
Thank you. Why don't men wolf whistle at men more? I think guys would really appreciate that. Hey, nice rig. You've been working out? Yeah, I have. 6-week health kick. Off you go, fellas. Double studs at openings. Hey, chuck us a brick, Mick.
Gosh,
you know
that
what
guy
I mean?
must have worked on a work site before.
Tradie talk. Where's that podcast? I remember a guy by the name of Brad Pitt. He's done a couple of movies. He said being famous at his level is like a female walking past a building site every day. Every time you leave your house, that's what it feels like.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He
said,
doesn't have the right to say that, does he?
well, he does. He said that's just what it feels like.
Yeah.
Everybody is staring at you and everybody wants to
Yeah.
say something. So this woman's come out and said, here's how you disarm any man that may wolf whistle or yell out from a building site. She said, you turn around and you say, sorry, I don't have any change. As if they've asked you for some money. Sorry, no, I don't have any money on me. I don't have any change.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, I think it's meant to be like a power move to suggest you're in a better position than the tradie
Gotcha.
who's chucking a brick.
Right.
So you're able to say, look, this guy's desperate. She says that when I came out with this line, every other builder on site wet themselves, pointed at him like, you're a loser, mate. Which is a building term. But once again, that's a building term. That's what you say. Yeah. You're a loser, mate. And then she walked off with a smile on her face, and apparently they all stood there as one, clapping her because she had a great
and
line.
she got a standing ovation.
Yeah,
I don't
she
know
did.
if it deserves...
Everybody down tools, and they stood as one and clapped for her line.
People were crying. People got emotional. That was an unbelievable line. Well done.
The construction stopped. It hasn't started for about 3 months now. That's what you need to do.
Okay, I'm writing
All
that
right,
down.
write
That is
down.
really good
Sorry,
to know.
I don't have any change.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to talk L plate disasters now, and I want to know if you've been on the highway to your L's. It can be really tough. We understand that because, you know, obviously you've got your parents with you and you're freaking out. And Kate, this is the thing. When you go to brake sometimes, the accelerator, it can be a moment where it just all comes together and Dad's brand new car can just be smashed up.
There are too many things to think of at once. I mean, once you've been driving for a long time, you don't even know what you know, really. But when you're trying to piece it all together to start with, it can be incredibly confusing. But you've got to commit. This is the thing. It's the most frightening thing you'll probably ever do.
Yeah.
But you know it's your ticket to freedom
Exactly
eventually.
right. It's independence, isn't
Because you
it?
get in there and you realise there's that little pedal to the left as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really a pedal. It doesn't go down, but it looks like a pedal and it feels like a pedal underfoot. So you go accelerator, brake, and then that little thing on the side.
That's called a rest, is it?
But I think that's to push yourself up in the car so you can pass wind. That's what that one's for.
Kate, you were right, though, when you said you do have to commit. A 17-year-old learner driver in Kashula yesterday was arrested following an alleged high-speed police pursuit in Sydney southwest, which ended when he crashed into 3 parked cars. Police clocked him doing 110 kilometres an hour with his old man in the car. They chased him, so he kept going. And unfortunately, he was arrested after hitting 3 parked cars
So did
down in
his-
Kashula.
Did his dad say, mate, they're onto us?
Well,
Now, what you do in this situation is you don't brake.
Well, I guess you have to be ready for anything that's going to happen on the road.
Oh, this was not training, Kate Ritchie.
No, you never know when you're going to be part,
No.
of a getaway.
You're thinking back to Eastern Creek. No, that's not what you do. You can race there, you can't race on the road. So Dad's advice to hit the accelerator was wrong.
Do you know what? Dad did get out after he's hit 3 parked cars, though. Dad did get out of the car and goes, "You're quite close to the curb. Well done."
Now let's try the parallel park,
Oh,
shall
my
we, son?
God.
13-24-10, L plate disasters. Joe in Cambridge Park. What happened, Joe?
Well, the first time I drove my husband's car, back when we were going out, I was driving into his driveway, and instead of hitting the brake, I actually accidentally hit the accelerator. Nearly hit the house, but I didn't. Thank God. I swerved the car off the driveway, but yeah.
See, Joe, I would suggest that's the number one cause of damage is when somebody puts it into drive instead of reverse when they're learning and they go straight into the garage door.
Yeah.
I was actually coming up the street and was turning into the driveway.
Oh, my God, Joe, hadn't even got there.
My
No.
my little sister did that in the Ford Cortina. So Auntie Trish used to live in a housing trust unit in Christie Downs. Pretty bad area, Kate. This is without a word of a lie. And her driveway was on a bit of a lean. My sister was playing in Dad's car. Dad walked into the house and she stayed in the car.
Oh, kids playing in cars, always a very good
So
idea.
she's playing with that. Somehow she got it into neutral and the car just started rolling back down the driveway, across the road and into the house across the road. And it smashed into the house and knocked a few bricks down. And this
Holly's still in the car.
Dad comes running out. Everyone's freaking out. Holly's crying her eyes out in the car.
Not the
And this
Cortina.
woman runs out of the house and goes, "Oh, my God, what have you done? What have you done?" Then the husband runs out from the house across the road. They were growing a certain plant in that front room of the house.
Oh, no. They had high electricity bills because they were tomato growers.
Yes, and big bags of fertiliser out
And
the
he
front.
said to Dad, "Everything is all right as long as the hydroponics is still okay. I'm still happy
I'll
with
tell
that."
you what, mate, fill up my boot and we'll all call it a day.
Adam in Monavale, your mate had an L plate disaster.
Yes, he certainly did. He was going for his P test, right? So he was on his L's and he'd parked in the motor registry back in the day, and then he got in the car and with the instructor, and off they went and did the test, and came back and parked the car again, and then the instructor said, "Sorry, but you failed." He goes, "But geez, what did I do wrong? Or what did I do?" And he goes, "Well, you actually drove out the entrance." Straight up.
You need to look at the road, you'll see
Instead of
that
going around and out the exit, you drove straight out the entrance. So.
Well, would you fail someone for that?
No, because their actual driving skills were fine. They just
Well,
didn't
he
read
did.
that small thing called a road rule.
But I guess if you're going out the entrance, it does mean that you could go down the wrong side of the
that's
freeway
right.
at some point.
Onto a main highway.
Wrong
That's a
way.
little
Wrong
bit of
way,
a
go
mistake.
back!
Tracy in Quakers Hill, what was your L plate disaster?
So it wasn't actually me, it was my sister. So we were all saying goodbye and good luck to her. She was driving off to go to her, sit her P exam, and she reversed into the tree outside our house.
Awesome. Did anyone yell out, "Do it again"?
As you're waving to her, she's driven straight into a tree, Tracy.
She reversed straight into the tree.
Oh, Tracy, you distracted her.
As a sister, though, I mean, that is great entertainment.
She was so embarrassed.
Did she get her license?
With a piece.
Oh, she did. Great.
Yeah.
Well done. Let's go to Gary in Abbotsford. Your son had an L plate disaster, Gaz.
Yeah, a little bit of a one. Yeah, he was sitting for his P test, actually, and he was doing really well throughout the whole drive, and then right towards the end, he pulled into the right-hand lane, coming down to the lights to turn back into the RTA, and the driving instructor got a bit nervous that he was coming up a bit close on the car in front, so the driving instructors grabbed the handbrake on him, and everybody behind him's piled into the back of him. So he's come back from his driving test, having failed his P's and written the car off.
Oh, as he was pulling in.
Was it his fault, though? Do you know what I mean?
That's sabotage.
He's coming in a bit hot, you know.
It's debatable. I mean, the insurance said it wasn't, so we got to pay out on the car, but we never saw the car again.
Damn it.
Man.
He did so well for that full hour of the test. He got all the way to the end.
And then the instructor corrupted him. My God, that's not fair.
That freaks you out when the instructor puts the brake on.
Yeah,
when they've
jumps
got
in.
that extra brake on their side.
I don't think that ever happened to me.
Oh, rightio,
hang on.
hero. Robert De Niro over here.
Oh, just call me Ryan Gosling in Drive.
It is so nerve-wracking when they say, all right, it's time for the reverse parking, isn't it? Like, you know.
Yep.
See, now with the technology in cars,
Does
it's
it
actually
itself.
quite easy to do.
But it does it itself.
Well, it
No,
does.
but I don't use the cameras. I'm still one of the old, like, put the hand over the seat.
The seat and reverse.
Yeah, the passenger seat. And I
Yeah.
use that little lever, that little the rest on the left.
Oh,
there
yeah,
where you
yeah,
said
yep.
you used to.
To pass wind,
To pass wind.
You push yourself up, you look over.
I do that kind of
Yeah, the
reversing.
new tech in some of the cars, you just pull up alongside the car you're about to reverse into, the spot you're reversing into, and the car just does it itself.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Wild.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
There was a couple of slip-ups over the last 24 hours. An MP down in Melbourne, Matthew Guy's his name, he was talking about the railway system. I think they were going to put some money into the railway, and he was talking about, railway. My dad was into trains when we were growing up.
Okay.
And unfortunately, he finished the quote with this.
My dad is a rail enthusiast. He's drawn track diagrams for all kinds of heritage groups. You know, we grew up being taken to bloody railway signal boxes. My brother and I got sick of it. My poor old mum's had 60 years of being railed.
Sorry, I've been told not to bang the desk. 60 years of being railed.
She's done well.
Oh
That's
my
an
God,
amazing
and
effort.
she's still hanging in there.
This is over in the States when someone got a scratchy. $1 million to win a scratchy. $1 million.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. It's unfortunate, though, that the newsreader, she announced it wrong.
Jacksonville man just won $1 million jackpot from a scratch-off where he bought the winning ticket.
Bugger.
All you want to do is be part. You don't want to be the person. You don't want to be that person, but you want to be everybody around her. Don't you? You want to be the back room. You want to be the front room.
Very, very funny.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What are the chances?
Let's get straight into it. Sandra from Oran Park. What are the chances, Sandra?
So I was looking at purchasing a new car, and I was looking online, and I saw one at a dealership probably about 40 minutes away. Took down the registration details. A few minutes later, I went to put the bins out for bin day. As I was rolling the bin down the driveway, that same car drove past my house.
What are the chances?
So it had just been sold and driven up the street, or...
Well, so about a week later, we actually went to the dealership. The owner of the dealership used to drive that car back home every day, and he lived the street behind us. We did buy a car, not that one, but we did buy a car through them.
How weird would that have seemed in that moment, Sandra, where you thought, why has that world collided for me?
Time stopped for those 5 seconds.
It's a bit of inception there, isn't it?
Sandra, okay, thank you. A bit of depth to that one.
Lauren in Rouse Hill, what are the chances?
So my best friend and I were met in Year 7, and we were born one day apart, so same year, same month, just one day apart. We got our licenses 1 year apart, but have our license numbers 1 digit apart. As an example, I'm 123 and she's 124.
That's weird.
What are the chances?
There's the chances you're meant to be friends.
Oh, what are the chances you sat down
Isn't
with
it-
a mate and said, let's have a look at our license numbers?
We should do that.
How much of a win is it when you see someone with a very similar rego plate to you, or the other one is when you start reading someone's phone number and you're going, oh my god, that is so similar to mine.
Remember that happened
Do
to
you
us?
do
That happened to us at the races, Fitz. You and I were doing some stuff, and the girl in charge, I said to her, what's your phone number?
I bet you did.
And she read out, it was only 1 number difference. She read out my phone number to the last digit. I thought she was...
What are the odds? Well, the bookies, I think the bookies had that at 10 to 1 or something.
My God. What are the chances?
Claire and Wahroonga, what are the chances?
Yeah, hi guys. I was 21 and I went to see a psychic, and she was reading my jewellery, and she said, "Oh, I see ahead of you. I see you in front of a car. It looks like a black hearse. It's an important car. It looks like something that the Queen might be in.
Ooh.
And I see you in front of an important building." And I was like, what the hell? I don't understand what you're talking about. Literally 6 months later, I won the Channel 10 Young Achiever Award for some work that I was doing for charity. And then I was invited to a garden party 6 months later at Government House to meet the Queen and Prince Philip. Didn't think anything of it. Suddenly, the Queen's leaving, and I sort of rushed through a hedge with everyone to wave goodbye. See her in the black hearse and went, "Oh my God!"
There it is. There's the black car. There's the Queen. There's an important building.
I mean, there is an element. I was sitting next to Jackie Gillies last night. Ben Gillies,
Did
his wife.
the psychic tell you that?
Well,
she is a
she's
psychic.
got those. Well, she told you that you were about to have a baby, didn't she?
That's true. And we hadn't told anybody.
It does freak me out. That
Did
stuff.
she say anything to you last night, Fitz?
She said you're about to have another baby.
Oh, my God. Congratulations. With which wife?
Did
she go into
What
detail?
about me?
Well, I had
Did
to
she
ring
say that
Thailand
about
straight
me?
away. Julia in Strathfield, what are the chances?
Hi there. I went to a Taylor Swift concert many years ago, and as she was walking through the crowd, she stopped at me, took off a glove she was wearing and handed it straight to me, which I captured all on video.
Oh,
Wow.
Julia!
Why,
I mean, that's just an amazing story. But what are the chances of all the people in all of that, that stuff?
Did the fingers fit in the glove?
They do, surprisingly.
Oh, what are the
Jess,
chances?
have you got Buy My Glove in there by Michael Jackson? Have you still got the glove, Julia? Have you
I do. Everyone, my whole family have told me I should be selling it for years and make a mozza, but I can't part with it.
Was it sweaty? Julia, was it sweaty?
Now that's pre-recorded audio of me, obviously.
Julia's very
Not
confused
Michael
at Tom
Jackson.
singing "By My Glove."
I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Julia,
in your
I was
ears.
asking if the glove was sweaty when she gave it to you.
It wasn't, but it smelled fabulous.
But what colour? What was it? A leather glove or a
It
sequined
was
glove?
a white lace glove.
Fingerless?
No, it has fingers.
This is Kate wants it for Kate
I
wants to get
don't.
it for May, and you're not having it, Kate.
No, I don't.
All right, I'll throw it in. $2,000, Julia.
Oh, it'd be more than that.
It'd be way.
Absolutely. Don't part with it.
$2,500.
No. That's not what are the chances. That's like
Yeah,
what's the most amazing piece of memorabilia you have got.
Wrong story. Julia, 2 tickets to see Taylor Swift and $10,000.
Oh, I could only imagine.
I'll rig it. I will rig it.
You can't rig it. You don't have that kind of power
So
around
true.
you.
You're in the running
I
anyway.
hope you can.
Well, I'm told here that's Taylor Swift. Ashley in Coogie's got a bit of a Robin Williams story. What have you got, Ash?
Hi. So about 20 years ago, I was living in America and I flew my dad over for a holiday. We're in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And we're walking through a neighbourhood and we're talking about Mrs. Doubtfire. And then it was like one of those nice neighbourhoods. And then all of a sudden at the pedestrian crossing, this really nice fancy green Jeep pulled up and stopped. And I said, "Dad, don't look now, but that's Robin Williams."
It's Mrs.
And
Doubtfire.
he looked. He noticed we were looking at him, and then he turned his head. He looked at us, and he smiled, and then he drove off.
Amazing. I mean,
What are the chances?
Did he have
Celebrity encounters.
yeah, do you want celebrity encounters or celebrity items? What phone topic are
Did
we
he
on?
have gloves on, Ashley? No.
No, I lose.
Oh, but that's amazing. That'd be like, I don't know.
It's the fact that they were having a conversation about Mrs. Doubtfire, and then they turn around and he's there.
Well, that would be like me being spotted outside the Nova building or something. Or
I don't know.
Tipping off the paps again.
It's a fun thing to talk about.
It's fun. We're all
you know
having
what?
fun.
To put a bit of icing on the cake, you should have just said, Ash, that the window came down and he just went,
Didn't happen, Ash?
No, it didn't.
Damn.
Great story.
Who do I give the Jurassic Park here to?
What are you going to do? Kate, choose one. Here we go.
I can't choose.
You're going to have to.
Okay.
Oh, Psychic, What Are the Chances was amazing, which was Claire's story.
Too.
I'm not choosing today.
Okay, I will. Claire, congratulations.
Claire with the psychic story.
See,
Amazing story.
So much.
Julia's already got a prize. I mean, Julia's got
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's glove.
Yeah, and she could be winning 2 tickets
Yeah.
and $10,000 on
Yeah.
Friday. Everybody could be.
But all of you, Sandra, Lauren, Claire, Julia, Ashley, you're all in the running for Kate Sweet seats and $10,000 cash.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Gee, this show gets full sometimes, doesn't it? You know, all the banter and
Hard
the,
to get a word in,
Yeah,
mate.
I know, the fun. I think this time yesterday, we've done 3 hours of show. We've packed it jam full.
Yeah.
And right on 9 o'clock, this happened. I saw a rescue on the weekend at the beach.
Did you really?
Yes.
Clavelli?
At Clavelli.
What happened?
Oh, and
That's a good personal story.
it's a great personal story that I just thought of there, guys. We were rocking out to Thirsty Mert.
Weren't we? Do you know
Talking
what?
about the summer. It was a stinking hot day yesterday.
I hated it when you started that story and I looked at the clock and I knew we were going to run out of time and I was like, I want more. I want more.
It was. I went to Bondi Pavilion last night, and
you
it
were
was
thinking
just,
about it, weren't
No,
you?
it was all. I just, I've missed summer so much.
Yeah.
Like I had to line up 20 minutes and wait for someone to bring their car out, so then I could park my car in there and then
You
pay,
love Bondi.
pay overprices for parking. It was awesome.
But you're forgetting about the smell of summer, and of course over the weekend we had a couple of really hot days, and I was down at the beach for majority of it
Look
with
at
my
it.
sunscreen on. Of
I
course.
hope so. And a
Practicing
hat.
cricket, bit of beach cricket.
Yeah, well, I don't tell you when I do my cricket practice.
No,
you
no,
will see
you're-
all of that unfold today. Anyway, unfortunately, I talked it up at the end of yesterday's show that I saw this amazing rescue, and it was not really that amazing. But I do want to talk about
What happened?
because we found ourselves on the shore. I was down at Clavelli. And I don't know if you know Clavelli Beach, but there's it's concreted. There's not a lot of sand going
No.
on. It kind of goes into a tiny little inlet.
Channel. Yeah, little channel. Yeah, it's nice.
And quite often it's full of seaweed. I don't think
Yep.
I ever go down onto the sand very much, but I'll stick to the rocks and that
Sure,
concreted
sure.
area. It can get really wishy-washy. So when it's nice and calm, beautiful. But then sometimes the water will slap up against that concrete area
Just
and sometimes flood the whole area. And of course, you've got the fellas down there on a hot summer's day.
Okay,
Shirt-
take me back.
Shirts off,
Yeah.
guns out,
Oh, sun's
The
out,
boys
guns
of
out.
summer. We got Don Henley in the.
I mean, there's a whole other topic in how little
You should wear.
young girls are wearing at the
Oh, my
beach.
God.
We'll talk about that another time, but
Well
I
said,
am
Kate.
just dreading the fact that my 9-year-old will one day be a
I thought you were
13-year-old.
going to have to keep up with the modern times.
Oh, absolutely not. I wouldn't want to put anyone off their lunch, would I? Anyway, so the fellas are there and they're doing like their backflips into the water.
Showing off.
Being really cool.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, I'm looking out and there's like the guy
he's waving.
The guy two guys actually. Oh, they're waving. So what had started out as being really cool, they'd taken on too much, and before you know it, you've got part of the Clavelli Surf Lifesaving Club, good people down there, paddling out to get, and it was very, very rough. There must have been an incredible rip because even with the guy on the board, they couldn't get this poor guy in, and the amount of people who were watching. Not the backflips guys, but the rescue of the guy who thought he was the coolest guy at the beach being dragged in. I should say, we should be thankful that he
But
was
it was
rescued.
embarrassing. Am I right? It was embarrassing.
Well, it's a long walk. It's almost like the walk of shame
It is.
after a big night out.
It's the rescue of shame.
It is. You've got to climb up. It's very hard to get out of there, Clavelli, sometimes when the water's hitting that rock wall very hard. And he's up there and he's being checked out and everyone's going, like, on one hand, he's safe and he's well and he'll go home to his family tonight. But on the other hand...
He's a complete embarrassment.
What a knob.
Well, see, you know what? There are episodes of... Have you seen episodes of Bondi Rescue where people actually are excited to be rescued? Oh, I'm on Bondi Rescue. This is awesome.
No.
And then they run straight out where the rip was again for another swim.
Idiot.
Like a little homing pigeon.
Yep.
to the
It must
rip.
be so frustrating for the lifesavers.
So the guy was okay. He was just diagnosed with being a knob, was he?
Oh, I didn't say that, did
I
I?
thought I heard you. say that.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
I mean,
it's not usually down at Clovelly Beach where you do your best work, Kate. It's just up the road at Clovelly Hotel.
Oh, no, hang on a minute. I love that he went from hero to zero. Do you know what I mean?
Are we going to talk about embarrassing rescues? Or
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to do it?
Let's do it.
I want to do
It
it.
doesn't have to be in the water. Any type of have you had to be rescued before? And it was a little bit. It can be expensive rescues as
Can't
well.
they?
Kate was just telling us how she was laughing at a bloke who got rescued down at Clovelly Beach over the weekend.
No, I wasn't laughing at the guy. I just felt for him because, of course, he got himself into a bit of trouble. I'm guessing after he was showing off, backflipping off Clovelly.
Yeah, you called him a knob.
No, I didn't. With all the fellas down at the beach, and then before he knew it, he was on the back of
on the back of the board?
on the back of the board being rescued
with a
by
bum in the face.
Clovelly Surf Life Saving.
Embarrassing rescues. Lauren in Lane Cove's given us a call. What was the rescue, Lauren?
Sorry, earlier this year we were in Croatia on a catamaran for a week, and I was out on the little dinghy, like the small boat.
Yeah.
And I was just out and I was driving around, but it broke down and I was just stuck. And my parents could see me, but they were just like laughing their heads off, crying because I was just stuck and I couldn't get anywhere. And I was just in between all these other boats, and they were all just staring at me. And because we didn't have another like little boat, my parents ended up having to call like the boat police to come and tie me onto their boat and bring me back in.
Oh, we've got a tender that's gone astray.
Did they put down their Aperol spritz at all?
The caviar, you can only keep it in those temperatures at the right temp for so long. So that would have been hard.
What a lovely holiday.
Hang in there, Lauren.
Steve in Pimble, what was the embarrassing rescue, Steve?
Yeah, well, it started off as my friend from the States. We were out in the beach and he wasn't that strong of a swimmer. We got pulled out and so he started panicking, and so a big beefy guy turned up on his surfboard, and then we put him on the board, and then he turned around and looked at me and said, "Hey, there's another one coming." I said, "Oh, I'm okay, I can swim back in." And he goes, "Well, it's coming anyway." And I was like, "Oh, this is going to be interesting." And the most beautiful blonde young girl turns up on this board, and she said, "Hop on." And so I had to jump on out of respect because she had come out, and my mates on the beach on the sand were just pointing and laughing at me because I got saved by a beautiful blonde girl.
Respect for her that you got on.
It is
and
a tough one. When then you have to say, "Oh no, I'm a strong swimmer," and she said, "Well, if you're here, I'll just take you back in front of the
And
lads."
Steve, because she saved your life, I hope you exchanged numbers so you're able to send her Christmas cards and thank yous and got to know her a bit better.
Well, that would be the happily ever after, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well done, Lauren. Steve, you're in the running for Kate's Sweet Seeds.
You didn't need mouth to mouth, did you, Steve?
No, I was waiting for you to get to that.
Steve, you didn't need mouth to mouth.
It got a bit blurry at the end, really.
She was like an apparition.
Yeah. That's a beautiful story,
There's
Steve.
a television show in that, isn't there, of like some...
I think it's called Home and Away.
Really good-looking surf lifesavers just running along the beach, slow motion.
Oh, yes, that one.
You mean Bondi Rescue?
No.
No, I'm thinking more of a...
Baywatch?
Baywatch.
Baywatch?
Yeah,
Could
Tom,
be.
it's already been done. Well done.
Yeah. Have you seen Pamela Anderson at the Paris Fashion Week this week?
Yeah, it looks different.
Sans
makeup free.
Makeup.
Yeah.
Can I ask a favour of the team? And I know there's a lot going on today with cricket, but one thing that was one of my favourite things we've done on this show was when we were in Hamilton Island, Fitz. Now, you probably don't remember this, Kate, but we were there to see Taylor Swift, and while we were there, we came up with a great idea to reenact a scene from Baywatch, and Tom was actually Pamela Anderson, dressed as Pamela Anderson.
Terrific.
If we could get that footage on our socials to see Tom running along the beach.
Did you really do that, Tom?
With a blonde wig on and
Did you have to wear bathers?
Yeah, I wore
It was a bodysuit.
Yeah, it was a bodysuit, so I was running as a busty.
The tourism,
lifeguard.
I think, when tourism went down in Hamilton Island, it has been pinpointed to that moment.
Yeah. It didn't do anybody any favours whatsoever. But it'd be worth getting up on our socials.
Oh, look.
One woman was crying on the side of
that
the
was me.
Tom.
That was me.
That was Tom.
It might have been the wig that was deceiving.
And it was 40 degrees, Tom. You nearly passed out.
Yeah.
I nearly gave you mouth to mouth that day,
would have been a weird twist.
I would have loved.
Tommy, I think you should be paid more money for that.
Not really. He's got a filthy mind. mind.
I'm off to the cricket, guys.
He's the master.
Oh, you're
That's where
the
my
real
mind's at.
winner.
What are you doing today? Besides getting hit by a ball like last year, you doing anything today?
Well, I've been working the last in here since 4, so
at the
I guess. Oh, right.
So what are you doing?
Tom's just going to go for a walk, maybe go for a workout.
You're fired up for the cricket, mate, but what are you doing
I got
there?
so many job interviews today, so don't worry about it.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.